Welcome back to Famous Faces, Scoop TV, where the drama never sleeps and the tea is always hot. Before we dive in, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications because we keep you hooked with all the latest celeb chaos. Now, let's talk about the courtroom showdown that had everyone gagged. ASAP Rocky just walked free, dodging 24 years behind bars, and Rihanna? Sis was in tears. Oh, it's juicy, so let's get into it. The verdict: ASAP Rocky walks free. The tension in the courtroom was thick enough to cut with a knife. The jury filed in, faces unreadable, as ASAP Rocky sat there, his entire future hanging in the balance. The judge asked for the verdict, and in that split second, before the foreperson spoke, you could hear a pin drop. Then the words that changed everything: not guilty. Boom! Just like that, ASAP Rocky went from staring down the possibility of decades behind bars to walking out a free man, head high, shoulders back, like he just stepped onto a runway instead of out of a courtroom. And in true Rocky fashion, he wasn't about to let the moment pass without some words. Turning to the jury, he looked them dead in the eyes and said, "Thank y'all for saving my life." Whew, talk about a movie moment. But if you thought that was the climax, you weren't paying attention to Rihanna. Sis wasn't just sitting there like a quiet spectator. Nah, when that not guilty hit, she broke down completely. Tears. Relief. She was hugging Rocky's legal team as they had just secured a Grammy win instead of a legal victory. And honestly, if the mother of your children is out here weeping over you in court, you know the stakes are serious. And let's be real, Rihanna and Rocky have built a whole empire together. They are not just some casual Hollywood couple. This is a power duo, parents to two young kids, and a legal nightmare like this could have shattered everything. But how did we even get here? Rewind. It all started when Rocky was accused of assault with a deadly weapon, a case that had the internet in flames. The prosecution painted him as reckless, while his defense team argued it was all a setup, a case full of holes. The trial was a roller coaster. Witnesses, expert testimony, plot twists worthy of a crime thriller. The shooting, what really went down? Let's rewind to November 6, 2021, the night that almost changed everything. ASAP Rocky and his former ASAP mob buddy, AP Relli, had some unfinished business. They met up on a Hollywood street, and according to Relli, things got ugly. Relli told the court that Rocky pulled out a gun and fired twice, claiming a bullet grazed his knuckle. But Rocky, he wasn't about to let that story fly. Rocky's defense team wasted no time dismantling Relli's claims, calling him a pathological liar who had no problem bending the truth to his advantage. They argued that Rocky never had a real gun that night. Instead, it was just a prop from one of his music videos. And the shots? They were nothing more than blanks. But here's where things get interesting. No one, not a single soul, mentioned this so-called prop gun until the trial started. 3 years of silence, and then suddenly, bam, it magically appears in the narrative. Sounds a little too convenient, doesn't it? And let's talk about Relli for a second. This isn't just some random guy making accusations. This is someone who used to be tight with Rocky, rolling with the same crew. So what went wrong? Was this a case of a friendship turned sour, or is there something bigger at play? Rocky's team insists that Relli is just trying to cash in on his former friend's fame, using the legal system to grab a payday. So who's telling the truth? Is Relli a victim, or is this all a desperate attempt for attention and money? One thing's for sure, this case has more twists than a Hollywood thriller, and the drama is far from over. The prosecution versus the defense. The courtroom was sizzling with tension as the prosecution and defense went head to head in what felt more like a Hollywood blockbuster than a legal battle. The prosecution came in swinging, determined to paint ASAP Rocky as a reckless, trigger-happy menace who needed to be held accountable. They weren't just going after him. They even took a swipe at Rihanna, accusing her of using their children as emotional pawns to sway the jury. Can you imagine? As if the jury would just melt at the sight of baby Fenty and throw the law out the window. But Rock's defense team wasn't about to let that narrative fly. Oh no, they came locked and loaded with their own version of events. According to them, the so-called victim, AP Relli, wasn't some helpless bystander. He was the real aggressor. And Rocky, he was just a man trying to protect himself. Under California law, if you believe your life is in danger, you have the right to defend yourself. And that's exactly what they argued. Rocky was simply responding to a threat. And then came the plot twist that had everyone gagging. The jury didn't have to agree on one single reason to let him walk. Maybe some of them bought the defense's argument that the gun was just a prop. Maybe others thought Relli was making the whole thing up for a quick payday. Maybe they just didn't trust the prosecution's version of events. Whatever the reason, the outcome was the same. ASAP Rocky walked out of that courtroom a free man. The internet exploded. Some fans cheered, praising the justice system for getting it right. Others side-eyed the entire situation, questioning how Rocky managed to beat the case so effortlessly. Meanwhile, Relli and his team fumed, claiming they were robbed of justice. But at the end of the day, the jury had spoken, and Rocky, he didn't waste a second celebrating his freedom. He stepped out of court looking as cool as ever, hand in hand with Rihanna, unfazed by the storm of controversy swirling around him. Because if there's one thing we know about ASAP Rocky, it's that he thrives under pressure, and with Rihanna by his side, it looks like nothing, not even a high-profile trial, can shake his world. Either way, the result was the same. Rocky, let's talk comebacks, because ASAP Rocky is about to have his biggest year ever. If you thought his career was slowing down, think again. The Harlem-bred rapper, fashion icon, and soon-to-be movie star is stacking up wins like never before. First up, Rocky isn't just performing, he's headlining. The same festival that has hosted the biggest names in hip-hop is rolling out the red carpet for him. And if history tells us anything, it's that when Rocky takes the stage, it's not just a concert, it's a spectacle. Expect high energy, insane visuals, and maybe even a few surprise guests. Could we see a Rihanna cameo? Hey, anything's possible. But let's talk about the Met Gala. Not only is he attending, he's co-chairing. That means he's not just a guest. He's helping set the tone for the biggest fashion event of the year. Rocky has always been a trendsetter, pushing boundaries with his bold style. So expect something iconic, unexpected, and most likely meme-worthy. If you thought his quilt-wrapped entrance from 2021 was legendary, just wait. And here's where things get even more interesting. Hollywood is calling. Rocky isn't just dabbling in acting, he's stepping onto the big screen alongside a legend, Denzel Washington. Spike Lee, need we say more? With those two names attached, this is bound to be a career-defining moment. If Rocky delivers on screen the same way he does in music and fashion, he might just be on his way to EGOT status. Of course, let's not forget the most important title of all, Rihanna's man. While Rocky's schedule is packed, he's still holding down his role as one half of one of the most powerful couples in entertainment. Whether it's front row fashion week appearances, luxury vacations, or playful social media moments, the duo keeps proving that they are the ultimate power couple. And with Rihanna teasing new music, could we see a long-awaited collab? Fans can only hope. The crazy part, not too long ago, things were looking shaky. Legal troubles, whispers of career stagnation. Some even thought he was fading from the spotlight. But instead of letting setbacks define him, Rocky flipped the script. He went from almost being locked up to being unstoppable. So, what's next for ASAP Rocky? Whatever it is, one thing is clear. He's not just back, he's bigger, better, and bolder than ever. Did he get away with it? Not everyone's happy about this verdict. Some people think Rocky's celebrity status played a role. Others believe Relli was just out for a payday. But one thing's for sure, Rocky just beat the system. What do you think? Did justice win, or did Rocky just dodge a bullet? Drop your hot takes in the comments, and while you're here, like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications, because Famous Faces Scoop TV keeps the drama coming. Bisous, bisous, until next time.